They look sleek, they sound premium. And the ads make them seem like the absolute pinnacle of European engineering, the very best the continent has to offer. But don't be fooled for a second. Behind the glossy paintwork and the fancy badges, many of these machines are frankly a bit rubbish. They're draining wallets faster than a leaky fuel tank, failing emissions tests with alarming regularity and in some rather unfortunate cases even risking lives. It's a continental catastrophe hiding in plain sight, a triumph of marketing over mechanical integrity. The Peugeot 308. On the surface it's got that certain, doesn't it? That Gallic flair, the promise of chic continental motoring. It looks rather smart, you might even say handsome, in a typically French, slightly over-designed way. But beneath that veneer of style lies a car that seems to have been assembled with all the care and attention to detail of a particularly chaotic cheese dream. Consumer reports have ranked this thing in the bottom 10% for reliability. The list of ailments reads like a hypochondriac's diary. Suspension ball joint recall, AdBlue system failures, timing chains giving up by 48,000 kilometers. Subframe corrosion on 2024 models, resale value. A 3-year-old Peugeot 308 holds on to about 41% of its original value, so it looks good for a bit, then it breaks repeatedly, and then it's worth less than a week's shopping. Marvelous. Next, 13. The Ford Fiesta. For decades, this little car was king of the small car segment, the default choice for millions. But oh, how the mighty have fallen. The once revered Fiesta is now less of a trusty companion and more of a cautionary tale, largely thanks to one catastrophic piece of engineering, the infamous power shift transmission. This gearbox isn't just bad, it's a mechanical menace. The power shift transmission delivers juddering, lurching and outright failure in an astonishing 82% of cars before they even clock 80,000 kilometers. Sales in France plummeted by a staggering 62%. The Fiesta used to be a byword for accessible, reliable motoring. Now, it's a gamble, and one where the odds are firmly stacked against you. Skoda. For years, the Czech brand, under Volkswagen's wing, carved out a niche for itself as the sensible, budget-friendly hero. The Octavia, in particular, was the poster child for this philosophy, spacious, practical, and seemingly built to withstand the rigors of family life or a life as a minicab. But lately, the Simply Clever slogan is starting to ring rather hollow. The Octavia is no longer the unshakable bastion of value it once was, and a key culprit here is, yet again, a troublesome transmission. The infamous DSG gearbox. Reports are rife of failures, random warning lights, and a general sense of impending mechanical doom. Sales in Germany, a key market, are down by 4.7%. The Skoda Octavia used to be the car you bought with your head. Clever choice. Now you'd have to have your head examined to willingly walk into this potential minefield of expensive repairs and frustrating glitches. The Seat, Leon, pitched as the sporty, passionate Spanish cousin within the sprawling Volkswagen empire. It's meant to offer a bit more flair, a dash more than its more staid German or Czech relatives, all while sharing the same, supposedly robust, underlying technology. Instead of sporty thrills, many Leon owners are experiencing a different kind of excitement, the thrill of unexpected mechanical failures, particularly with, you guessed it, the DSG gearbox, specifically the dry clutch variant. This DSG dry clutch system has become notorious for widespread clutch shudder. Volkswagen themselves even issued a technical service bulletin acknowledging torquey oscillation. Sales of the Seat, Leon, have actually dropped by 11%. The promise of Spanish passion is quickly extinguished by the cold, hard reality of German-engineered problems. The Leon all show and a rather terrifying amount of go wrong. Volvo, the brand that built its entire global reputation on one word: safety. The Volvo 540, a compact hatchback, was meant to carry this torch, offering that legendary safety in a smaller, more stylish package. However, in recent years, that safety halo has begun to look decidedly tarnished. The V40 has become more synonymous with recalls and reliability concerns than with impenetrable safety. A massive recall was issued for over 500,000 diesel Volvo cars, including the V40, due to a significant fire risk. Another recall concerning airbags that might not deploy correctly in a crash. Between 2019 and 2023, sales of the Volvo V40 in the UK experienced a colossal 62% drop. Safe? Perhaps not as much as you'd think or hope. The BMW Y8. When it first burst onto the scene, it looked like something straight out of a science fiction movie. With its dihedral doors, carbon fiber construction and hybrid powertrain, it was BMW's bold statement about the future of the sports car. Fast forward to 2025, however, and the i8's future looks a lot less glamorous. You can now pick one up for around €60,000 if you're brave enough. Part of the problem was that the i8, for all its futuristic looks, never quite delivered on its promises. A rather alarming 31% of i8 owners report drivetrain failures before the car even reaches 50,000 kilometers. Sales have dropped by a staggering 92% since its peak in 2017. The BMW Y8 was a brave experiment, but it ultimately proved to be a commercial flop and a potential financial black hole for those who bought into the hype. The Maserati Quattroporte. The name itself conjures images of Italian flair, Milanese fashion, and V8 symphonies echoing through Tuscan hills. However, beneath the undeniably beautiful styling and the promise of passionate performance lies a car that can only be described as a financial liability of epic proportions. This Italian stallion depreciates to a mere 35.5% of its original value in just 5 years. And it's not just the initial outlay that will cripple you, the running costs are equally terrifying. Sales of the Quattroporte dropped by an alarming 57% in just 1 year. The highly respected JD Power dependability studies consistently rank Maserati at or very near the bottom. The Maserati Quattroporte might offer a fleeting moment of glamour and a glorious engine note, but it comes at a price that is, frankly, ludicrous. A beautiful, sonorous, utterly ruinous machine. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class. For decades it has been touted, often by Mercedes themselves, as the best car in the world. However, in recent times, the S-Class has acquired another, less flattering title, the Recall King of Europe. Between 2021 and 2025, the S-Class has been subjected to no fewer than 14 recalls. The issues range from the relatively minor to the critically serious. For instance, the 2025 models have a brake hose defect that affects all 20,000 units produced. In owner satisfaction surveys, the S-Class often ranks surprisingly poorly. The S-Class may still be packed with technology, but it seems it's also packed with problems. Not quite the best then, is it? And is the Jaguar XJ. For generations, it was the quintessential British luxury saloon, the car of prime ministers, captains of industry, and discerning gentlemen who appreciated its unique blend of grace, pace, and space. But like many a royal dynasty, the XJ has fallen on hard times. One of the most significant areas of concern for the modern XJ, particularly as we look at models around 2025, is its electrical system. A staggering 63% of owners report experiencing electrical problems. Maintaining a Jaguar XJ is not for the faint of wallet. The Jaguar XJ retains only about 28% of its original value after just 3 years, a truly sad demise for such an iconic car. The Audi A8, Ingolstadt's answer to the S-Class and the 7 Series, it's always been the technically advanced one, the car that shouts Vorsprung durch Technik, progress through technology, from every meticulously crafted panel gap. However, this relentless pursuit of technological supremacy comes at a price, and not just the initial one. An Audi A8 will lose a scarcely believable 69% of its value in just 3 years. The sheer complexity and the fear of future repair bills send used values into a nosedive. The heart of the A8's tech appeal is its MMI infotainment system, a dazzling array of screens and touch-sensitive surfaces. Unfortunately, a significant 42% of owners report failures with this system. Vorsprung durch Technik is a fine slogan, but it needs to be backed up by reliability and sensible long-term costs. 2 areas where the A8 is increasingly falling short. Chapter 11. Steering clear the final verdict. So there you have it. 10 prime examples of European engineering that, according to Consumer Reports and a legion of disgruntled owners, you should probably avoid like the proverbial plague in 2025. It just goes to show a fancy badge and a premium price tag are absolutely no guarantee of quality or longevity. If you want genuine performance and, more importantly, reliability that won't leave you stranded or bankrupt, you really do need to think twice or perhaps 3 times before chasing that continental dream. Sometimes the most sensible choice is the one that doesn't try so hard to impress with fleeting style. Now, I'm genuinely curious. Have you owned one of these automotive masterpieces of misery? Or worse, are you still bravely, or perhaps foolishly, driving one? We want to hear your war stories, your tales of woe, your surprisingly positive experiences if you've had any, though I suspect those might be rare. Drop your story in the comments below. Let's get a proper discussion going. And, of course, if you found this brutally honest expose useful or at least mildly entertaining, do us a favor. Like the video, comment with your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe for more no-holds-barred car reviews. We're not afraid to tell it like it is. Until next time, drive safe, and perhaps more importantly, drive something that actually works. Cheers.